Hello, everybody. My name is Laurah J. I'm an elementary ESOL instructional coach. And today I am here to talk with you about a vocabulary strategy that I particularly like. Um, I sort of developed it based on research I had done around vocabulary instruction, and I call it the 5-day vocabulary protocol. We know that for our English language learners in particular, direct vocabulary instruction is key to their success, their reading comprehension, really just everything academically. So jumping in, I want to say, first of all, I've used this strategy with students at as low as second grade and with students as high as eighth grade. So based on the research that I found, our English language learners need multiple exposures to a word. They need to learn vocabulary in context. They need to connect with a word multiple times and in multiple ways. And then finally, in order to gain the vocabulary that they need to be successful academically, they need explicit systematic vocabulary instruction. So that's where this 5-day protocol comes in. It does give them those multiple exposures, the ability to see the word used in context, and the ability to really interact with that word in different ways across those 5 days. So, and I'm going to share this template with you in the comments. The 5-day vocabulary starts with day 1. This is sort of teacher-led. You do this with the students. So you write down the word and then define the word. And it's really important that the word is defined in a student-friendly way. And it's even better if you can have the students put it in their own words. That kind of gives this strategy a little bit more oomph. On day 2, students pull this out. They've already got their word and their definition there. So now they're going to draw a picture that represents the word. And this, or, if you're doing this digitally, they can pull a picture from the internet to represent the word. Also, a GIF is a fun way to do this. If you're doing this paper and pencil, students draw their own, or you could even have them come up with a motion for the word to pull in a little bit of TPR. On day 3, students are going to pull this out and they're going to use the word in a sentence, preferably in a sentence that makes sense and jives with the way that you're using it in the classroom. On day 4, they're going to give either, and this is up to you, you're going to direct them on this, synonyms of the word, examples of the word, or characteristics of the word. And then day 5 is antonyms or non-examples. And when I say non-examples, I mean things that the word is not. So if we're in science and we're talking about liquids, then a non-example would be oxygen in its gaseous form, of course, or wood, obviously. So those are our 5-day steps. Let's look at some examples very quickly. Okay, so here is an example for social studies. The word is government. So again, you as a teacher are going to introduce this word to your students, and then you're going to work together as a class to come up with a student-friendly definition, hopefully in the student's own words. So in this case, people who decide things for a country, state, or city. Day 2 is our picture or visual representation. In this case, the students chose a picture of Joe Biden because to him, he represents our government. The sentence is, the president is head of our government. And then so some synonyms, examples, or characteristics for day 4. They wrote makes laws, enforces laws, and services for people. So those are things that our government does. Some antonyms that they chose, and we use a thesaurus for this: disorder and lawlessness. Again, with your students, you can lead them as much as they need. This could be, a group activity that you do every day. I really prefer to get students used to it, and then sort of after day 1, let them off on their own and use this as, something to do while you're taking attendance, or as a warm up while you wait for students to get settled. For the bonus, I always leave this bonus space here. You could do something like have them identify root words. So in this case, govern, prefixes, suffixes, things like that. Anything you really want to do with that bonus, you could ask a question that requires them to use the vocabulary word. So anything you want for that bonus square, you could have them do for your fast finishers. Here's an example for math, fraction, a part of a whole. We've got our picture representation, our word in a sentence. This recipe uses a lot of fractions. And then we have some examples, a slice of pizza, a slice of pie, some of the candy. And then their non-examples were a whole pizza, a whole pie, all of the candy. And then for bonus, you could have them maybe write out some fractions or draw their own fractions, whatever you want to do with that bonus area. Here's an example for science. We've got the word reptile. Again, we're going for a student-friendly definition. So a cold-blooded animal that breathes air and usually has skin covered with scales. We got our picture there of an iguana. Word in a sentence, a reptile does not have hair. And then they put in some characteristics: cold-blooded, lays eggs, scaly. And then some non-examples, a bear or a cat. Other non-examples would be a frog, amphibians, mammals, things like that. And then you could, again, put in a bonus question or have them use the word in another way. And then finally, a reading language arts example. This is for the word simile. So a simile is a comparison of two things that are not alike using like or as. We've got this example of a simile. And then the word in a sentence, some authors use similes to make their writing more interesting. And then we put in some examples of similes and then some non-examples. So a non-example of a simile would be a metaphor, which is something that students are often confused with. So there are lots of different ways that you can use this 5-day protocol with students, again, as low as 2nd grade. I've gone as high as 8th grade. I think it could even work in high school as well. Since if you're doing this 5-day protocol, just as a note, you don't want to have too many words. You want to keep it to like no more than 4 words, especially for your English language learners, because this gives them a chance to really dig into and really familiarize themselves with the word by interacting with it in different ways and over a week. So that's the 5-day vocabulary protocol. Thank you for watching. And again, check the links below for the template. Have a great day.